Welcome to Creator Review, the series that's not divided into seasons for obvious reasons. This episode's creator is SH3RIFFO. SH3RIFFO is a creator that made a total of 9 levels all the way back in updates 1.5 to 1.9. 2 of his levels are from 1.9, the others from before. Now, you might think that his catalog would consist of really boring and generic levels from the Renaissance period. Well, here's the thing. This man was one of the best creators at his time. Seriously. These are some of the best and most creative pre-1.9 levels I've played that aren't from Funny Game. It's really a shame that he stopped creating in 1.9 since he was super ahead of his time. He could have pushed the editor to its limits and become one of the most iconic creators in history. Sadly, most of his levels were really obscure, with only 3 of his 9 levels breaking the 100,000 downloads mark, and only 1 managing to get over 1 million. Still, his levels are incredible for their time, so let's just get started. Falling is SH3RIFFO's first level, and it definitely shows. It's clear he was still experimenting with the editor. The gameplay here is not really good. It's very reliant on memory and has a lot of blind jumps in it. I'll give it a 5. The deco is by far the simplest out of all his levels. Sure, it has some interesting structuring, but has it not been for this text at the beginning, I would have mistaken this for a 1.5 level. Adding this in post, the level was updated with that text, so it is certainly a 1.5 level. The text was probably added in either 1.6 or 1.7. Still, it has neat moments. 5 again. Sync does not try at all, 0, and the originality, sure. Very reminiscent of Jumper, but I'll go ahead and give it a 3. Final score, 13 out of 30. Mirror is a big step up from Falling. The entire gimmick of this level, top-notch, super creative, especially for 1.6. 5 for originality immediately. The sync actually exists. Still nothing insane, but it's definitely there. 3. Gameplay, sure. The whole gimmick of the level allows for some really interesting gameplay mechanics, like having to fall down here and then jump over it when you're going backwards. It has some really cool stuff, while also having really odd stuff that drags it down. Also, these 2 triples at the very end suck. Let's say 7. Deco is still really simple, but that's fine for what the level is trying to be. Let's say 6. Final score, 21 out of 30. Frozen is a really cool level. Once again, the idea is genius. Trying to mimic ice with invisible blocks is super cool. Dryados fits really well as a song. 5 for originality. Sync is okay, 3. The ball syncs well, the gameplay is pretty generic. It has some bland moments, but is overall fun and pretty sight-readable too. Let's go with the 6. Deco is finally really good. Instead of the gimmick being the gameplay, it's now the deco, which really made it turn out great. Let's go with an 8 for deco. Final score, 22 out of 30. Slender is a neat idea. The entire level is covered in the trademark 1.5 bush object that everyone hates for its dumb hitboxes, and yeah, that makes for some really odd timings like the very first jump and this jump at 16%. The deco is bland as hell. Once you get to this UFO section, it's just a bunch of saws followed by more bush objects just kind of floating. It's really as basic as you can get, and I do not know if I blame SH3RIFFO or not. It's really hard to make your level dark and intimidating when it's from 1.7. Even just waiting for 1.8 to add glow could have done so much to this level, but as is, this is probably SH3RIFFO's worst deco. Let's go with a 4. Sync is fine. It's better than before, which is nice, and actually matches the energy of Time Machine. Let's say 4. Why not? As for originality, I believe this is the first Slenderman level in GD. If not, it's definitely the first rated one, so you know what? Sure, 5. Final score, 19 out of 30. Alright, Matrix. This is perhaps the best 1.7 level I've played. The gameplay is pretty slick, it requires some practice, but is quite fun after a few practice runs. For an easy demon, this is a good start. Let's go with an 8. The deco is where this level really shines. Look at this and tell me it was made in 1.7. I looked through this level and yup, it was made in 1.7. I don't even know how to comment on this besides just giving it a 10. It's just so clean and so good. The sync is just as good as Slender's, nothing too special, but good and complements base after base well. 4. Originality is once again a 5. Cool concept and great execution. This is SH3RIFFO's 3rd most popular level, and honestly, it deserves number 1. It is just so good. It stands toe-to-toe with something along the lines of Funny Game Holiday to me. It's just insane for its time. Final score, 27 out of 30. Portal is fine. It's definitely not a 9-star though. This is easy demon material, hands down. The gameplay is good, however. This UFO near the end is horribly aligned, and most of your deaths will be here. For how far it is in the level, it's really frustrating, and for that I'll dock 3 entire points off the gameplay. Let's go with a 7. Deco is fine. This screams 1.7 in your face, and it's pretty simple but still appealing. My favorite part is definitely this really fast ball section, but the UFO that's horribly aligned also has some good deco in it. Let's say 6. Sync is once again a 4. Nothing left to be said that I didn't already say about Slender and Matrix. Originality is yet again a 5. These are becoming really formulaic, but who cares because they're all good levels. Final score, 22 out of 30. Blaze is amazing. This is, as far as I know, SH3RIFFO's only 1.8 level, and it slaps. The gameplay is super fun and easy to learn for a medium demon, let's say 9. Deco really fits the fire theme SH3RIFFO is going for, and it's really cool, also being super complex and great for its time. 9 again. Sync is the best so far, and second best in all his catalog. Let's go with a 5. And finally, originality, let's go for a 4 since the fire theme isn't really as original as all his other stuff. Final score, 27 out of 30. Storm is SH3RIFFO's first 1.9 level. It seems to be a 1.8 level and then 1.9 release near the end, so SH3RIFFO just chucked a wave part because there's not really a bunch of 1.9 deco in it, just has a wave in it, so I don't know. The deco here is really good, genuinely, it is just awesome, easy 9. Sync is the best in any level of his, 5. Originality is once again 5, really cool designs and cool concept. Sadly, the gameplay is not that good. It's incredibly memorization heavy and takes a lot of practice to get down. The outright worst part of this level, or for that matter, any level of his, is this UFO. It is so fucking bad. It is so shit, mostly because you cannot see the things that fucking kill you. It is awful in every way, and it makes the level just so unfun because it's pretty late into the level. It's at 55. Just, no, please make the spikes visible. 5 for gameplay just because of that UFO. Final score, 24 out of 30. Ruins is SH3RIFFO's last level. It's also the only one with a custom song and follows in the footsteps of Matrix, Portal, and Slender. The gameplay is really strange and requires a few practice runs to get down, still really unique and interesting. Let's say 7. The deco is the same the whole way through, and the style is really cool, but it gets a bit too samey and this effect in the wave is just choppy. Let's say 7 again. Sync is the same as all of those levels. 4. The originality, this time I'm not so sure about, however. The design is unique, but the structures themselves are pretty derivative of Blaze. Let's just say 4. Final score, 22 out of 30. And with that, we can calculate SH3RIFFO's final creator score, which is 7.296 repeating out of 10. Most of SH3RIFFO's levels are absolute bangers. Sure, Falling is really old and Mirror has a bit of bland deco, but ever since Frozen, it's been smooth sailing, not to mention the fact that 2 of his 4 demons got a 27 out of 30 score. Storm would have also likely gotten a 27 had it not been for the awful UFO sections. Really bad UFOs seem to be a pattern amongst these levels. It was the worst part of Storm and Portal by far, and the UFO in Matrix is what stopped me from giving that a level a 9 for gameplay. Well, it seems SH3RIFFO quit creating a really long time ago, but certainly didn't forget about the game since he recently made a post on his account celebrating his 9 levels turning 10 years old. Who knows, maybe one day we'll see a 10th level from this creator. If not, his discography is really solid and was among the best during its time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.